Bonjour, year four. Bonne année. Happy New Year and welcome to 2022. So, today in our French lesson, we are going to be working on numbers and body parts. We've already done numbers last term, but still a refresher will be done now. All right. And this term, we are going to be focusing on a mini project called My Monster Project. So it's called monstre, my monster project we are going to be doing. If you're wondering what it is, so at the end of the term, you will be making a monster with recycled materials. You could use shoe boxes, you could use plastic cutlery, you could use plastic bottles, you could use any recycled material, papers, cardboards, anything to make your monster. So, why are we making this monster? The reason why we're making this monster is we are also going to be describing a monster. So, we are going to be trying to say how many number of teeth it has, legs, mouth, and all of this. Also, what color it is, and some adjectives describing how our monster is and what our monster likes, what our monster dislikes. So, we're going to talk about opinions and all of this throughout this term. So to begin this topic, we're going to start with few numbers and body parts as well. All right. So please take out your French notebooks, take a new page and write today's date, le 3 janvier 2022. Write the date and then leave a line and then write mon monstre, which means my monster, and then leave another line and write pour commencer, which means the starter activity we're going to do here. So you have three questions for your starter activity. There are numbers on either side and either sides, and then you have a blank in between for you to fill in the blank. Okay, so you're going to write the missing number in there. All right. I'm going to give you 5 to 10 minutes time because we've done these numbers last term. I'm going to give you 5 to 10 minutes to complete this. So you pause the video at this point so that you can complete and then check your answers with purple pen. All right. Okay, there you go. You have the answers for it. The first one is deux is missing, two, then dix is missing, then cinq is missing. So un, deux, trois, neuf, dix, onze, quatre, cinq, six. Deux is two, dix is 10, and cinq is 5. Can you say numbers from 21 to 25? That's the challenge question, which is optional. If you know how to write, you can write it and then you can check the answers. So for the first thing where three questions are there, the three blanks, you can mark yourself out of three and then you can try your challenge bit. But if you do not know it, you can just skip it, no problem. All right, so it's between 21 and 25. Okay, so you can pause at this moment and continue with your challenge if you know. Okay, now let's check our answers for this. So 21 is 21, 22 is 22, and 23, 24, 25. If you've written the correct spellings, you can just mark yourself, give yourself a star. All right, let's move on. Our learning objective for today is, can you describe your monster? Learning outcome. There are three learning outcomes. I can identify body parts and numbers. I can say the name of my monster in a sentence. I can label the body parts of my monster and its number. So first of all, numbers. We've already done numbers from 0 to 13. So I've included 14 to 20 here. So 0, you can say it along with me if you know it, because we've done it last term. If you do not know it, you can repeat after me. And every time you forget a number, you can always go back to this video, play it from the beginning and try to repeat the numbers after me, just for a practice. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm going to do it one more time. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 17, 18, 19. It's quite easy because these is 10, set is 7, 10 plus 7 is 17, and 10 plus 8 is 18, 10 plus 9 is 19. You don't have to learn it all over again. It's just adding the numbers. So these set, these sweet, these now. All right, and then the is 20. You must be wondering the spelling is B-I-N-G-T, but I'm pronouncing it as the. That's how you pronounce it. All right, let's move on to the next one. Now we have body parts here. So you have the first one is des cheveux, which is the hair, des cheveux. Then you have un œil, and des yeux, un œil is one eye, des yeux is two eyes, okay? And then you have une tête, which is the head, une tête. And then une oreille, ear, un nez, nose, une bouche, mouth, un bras is arm, and then une main is hand, and then you have doigt. Doigt is finger. So suppose you want to say fingers, plural, then you need to add an S next to it at the end, okay? And then you have un pied, which is the feet. Then on the other side, you have un ventre, which is a tummy, stomach, and then une jambe, which is the leg, okay? So here are some body parts which you can use to describe your monster. So for example, if your monster has 3 eyes, then you have to write trois, trois yeux, trois yeux. If your monster has, say, 5 heads, then you would say cinq têtes with an S at the end. If your monster has just 1 eye, then you would say un œil. Okay? Un œil. So this is how you're going to do. If you want to say my monster has like 14 fingers or 15 fingers, 15 or 14 fingers, you could just add an S at the end of doigt and then write the number in front. Number, body part, number, body part. So it's always like that. Okay? If it's just one, then you don't have to add an S next to the body part. If it's more than one, then you have to add S at the end of the body part. Okay? Okay, so we've come to our last activity. You need to draw your monster in your French notebook now. You can be creative on your own. You could just draw any kind of monster. There are some examples given right in front of you. You could use that as an example as well. You don't have to draw it small. You can draw it big, as much as you want. Also you name the body parts with number. For example, if you see here, I've put the monster, and then I've put an arrow mark, and then I've written the first one has 1 eye, so I wrote an eye, and then the second one has 3 eyes, so I've written trois yeux. The third one has 2 eyes, so I've written deux yeux. So before doing all of this, you need to write the sentence where it says your monster's name. So think well and try to give a lovely name for your monster. So you write mon monstre s'appelle, and then write the name of your monster there. Okay, mon monstre s'appelle, and then write the name of your monster. And then you draw your monster, color your monster, give different colors for different body parts. For hands, you can give a different color. For eyes, different color. You could give any color you want because it's not a human being, it's a monster. So you could give, like if you see in this picture, the monster has like 4 legs. So it's up to you to draw however you want to. Okay. And then the challenge is, if you want to add color to the body parts, you can add, but that's optional. This is not for everybody. If you're a French native speaker, or you know some colors in French, you've already learned it from your previous school, or you already know it, then you can write colors next to the body parts. Okay, so it's up to you. Yeah, here are some words. Uh, for example, 5 mouths, 2 feet, 11 years, 6 legs, 20 eyes, 3 hands, 9 noses, and 0 hair. Okay, it looks funny, but that's how I've given here. The reason is you're trying to describe your monster. If your monster doesn't have hair, then you could say it has 0 hair. It's fine, no problem. Okay, um, just pause it here and try to find, just figure out what these words mean in French. Try to do it in your notebook. Try to translate this in French, and let's check your answers after that. Pause it here, please, and try to write on your own. There you go. You have the answers here. Now you can check your answers. 5 mouth is 5 pouces. Then you have 2 feet, 2 pieds. Then you have 11 years, 11 oreilles. Then you have 6 legs, 6 jambes. 20 eyes, 20 yeux. 3 hands, 3 mains. 9 noses, 9 nez. 0 hair, 0 cheveux. Okay, so just check your answers, and then we move on to our next part. I'm also going to show you an example of one of my students who did it a few years back. So he tried to draw this monster. This is his creativity. And then he tried to draw arrow marks and then try to write the number and the body part. Un œil, une tête, 2 oreilles, un nez, une bouche, 7 jambes, 10 cheveux, 8 yeux. Of course, we can't count our hair, but of course, monsters, we can definitely count the hair of our monster and write. All right? Okay, so there's an example for you to complete. Okay, complete this in your French notebook, and then when we meet next week, I'm going to check your French notebook. All right, draw your monster, color your monster, and name the body parts of your monster with how many number of body parts it has. It could have 3 ears, it could have 5 noses, it could have 10 hair. So just write it down. All right, just like the example given here. Okay, so for now the lesson is done. C'est tout. Au revoir. À bientôt.